Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. We talk about Blu-rays. Sometimes we talk about DVDs. Today's little episode is going to be short. I'm just talking about some stuff I picked up from the cool folks over at Found Footage Festival, which is a really great thing that's being run by Joe Pickett and Nick Pruer. And these guys have been doing this for years now. You're probably aware of them. They tour with this show. Basically, the idea is that they go to different thrift stores and find all kinds of weird stuff on VHS. It's aligned and along the lines of things like, everything is terrible and stuff like that. But I really like Nick and Joe's sense of humor and their take on the material that they find. And so they actually have a documentary out right now that they're in called Chop and Steal, which is coming to Blu-ray, and I hope to talk about that when I get the Blu-ray. But the doc is really interesting because it's about them playing some pranks on some morning news folks by claiming to be a workout expert duo called Chop and Steal, and they dressed up in like Zubaz and headbands and stuff, and just went on and pretended to be these guys and had these silly workouts that they made up, and ended up getting sued by one of the parent companies of one of the morning shows because they were embarrassed that they had them on and took them seriously when in fact the whole thing's kind of a joke. Anyway, it's a fascinating and really funny documentary. Highly recommend checking that out. I think it'll probably be for sale on their site, but it is available on demand on VOD right now. But one thing I did get from their site, actually I've got a whole stack of stuff that I got that I'm going to talk about, is a movie called Driver 23, which has a follow-up film called The Atlas Moth. And this is a really great cult documentary that I wasn't aware of until we did an episode on another episode on documentaries on Pure Cinema recently. Driver 23 came out in 1999, and Atlas Moth is 2001. They document 7 years in the life of Dan Cleveland, a Minneapolis-based rock guitarist / delivery man, and his band Dark Horse. In spite of or because of his obsessive-compulsive disorder, Dan is driven with an existential need to accomplish anything. He faces all obstacles with uncanny determination and the help of a variety of homemade inventions. An antidote for the manufactured puff pieces of the MTV era. These two films show the gritty reality and the stranger-than-fiction comedy of an aspiring rock star. For the first time, both legendary tape-traded movies are available on one Blu-ray. Also included are film commentaries by Dan Cleveland and director Rolf Belgium, and an essay commemorating the life of Dan Cleveland. That's cool. I haven't read that essay yet. But yeah, so this is the movie. It's on I think it's a BDR, but anyway, I was just psyched to get it, and I'd never seen them, and it's great. Dan is a really fascinating character. He is a delivery man. It's kind of like my broad pitch is American Movie meets Spinal Tap, but that doesn't really do this movie justice because obviously this is coming out around the same time as American Movie, so it's not inspired by that or anything, but I think they would be fun to run together, those two movies. But Dan is he's an odd and interesting dude, just has a very manic energy to him, and he's married in the first film. I can't remember if his marriage survives this full 7 years that these cover, but yeah, there's some crazy stuff with him going on tour with his band or just going to play bars with the band, and this whole idea of getting the gear out of his basement. I think he lives at his parents' house. No, I can't remember if that's right. I think he lives on his own. But he has a basement where they store all the gear, and it has these like steep steps, and he tries to make this makeshift pulley system and a board a ramp that can pull the stuff out, and it's kind of crazy. Just the kind of gadgetry, and he has all kinds of stuff like that where he's sort of jerry-rigging. He jerry-rigs his own like recording studio in his basement, and it's a lot of duct tape and fascinating stuff. Anyway, really a character and really fascinating. Has a cat scream that he does during his metal shows, and Dark Horse is the band, of course, and their heavy metal type sound. And yeah, fascinating. Totally see why it has a cult following, and now I am part of that cult. But yeah, I did get this from Found Footage Festival website. I also picked up this one. I don't know anything about, really. It's called Creating REM Lazar, and this is the 35th anniversary edition. Ashley and Zach discover they have the same imaginary friend, REM Lazar. Working together, they bring REM to life and go on a fantastic adventure to find the missing quixotic medallion, which is hidden at the highest point of imagination. Their search takes them to all the sights of New York City. Along the way, they encounter Vorak, the villain of their nightmares, who will do anything to stop them from finding the medallion before the sun goes down and after REM Lazar disappears forever. And this also includes the making of Creating REM Lazar. 35 years ago, the filmmakers of Creating REM Lazar took the unprecedented step of videotaping behind the scenes of their low-budget movie musical. Now, for the first time ever, fans can go back in time to watch as director Scott Zakarin calls action, setting in motion the performances of stars Jack Mulcahy as REM Lazar, Courtney Kernaghan, and Jonathan Gotch as they dance and sing to the ear-catching music written by Mark Mull. Includes brand new interviews with the cast and crew as they share their treasured memories of the movie that has become a cult phenomenon. So this just looks like a WTF kind of bonkers kids movie that I had never heard of. And, that had the Found Footage Festival, seal of approval. Definitely pushed me to the point where I was like, okay, I need to check this out. I mean, look at that guy's outfit. That's some really fun stuff. So this looks nuts, and I'm always interested in nutty kids movies, Peanut Butter Solution, whatever, those are a lot of fun. So this looks interesting. And then I picked up on DVD 4 volumes, well, actually it's more than 4 volumes, of the Found Footage Festival, which, as I said before, Nick Pruer and Joe Pickett tour the country and go to movie theaters typically, and they put together basically an hour and a half presentation. So a movie length presentation of various clips from, workout videos. They use training videos, cable access shows, all kinds of weird stuff that they find at thrift stores. So they put it together and they get up on stage and they talk people through the clips. They're like, introduce each one. And it's always very funny, and it's always interesting the things they point out to watch before you watch the clip. And they're all nuts. They're all fascinating stuff. So I bought, now this is like volume 1 and 2 on a DVD. And it's like volume 1 recorded live in Brooklyn, 2005. And it gives some highlights. Winnebago Man was one of their discoveries. So you have, Angry RV Salesman, the originating of that documentary movie, is on that one. Volume 2 recorded live in Minneapolis, 2007, and it kind of gives, again, just a few of the highlights. What's neat is that when I bought this, it also comes with a digital download, so I got these as digital files as well, but it's nice to have them physically. And you have artwork by Johnny Ryan, which is fun. So that's Found Footage Volume 1 and 2. Then I got 5 and 6. I can't remember if I couldn't get 3 and 4. They might have been sold out. But I was like, I'm going to get a bunch of these. And, this one's got a really crazy, more Johnny Ryan artwork. A dude who does a public access show where he invites old people on and then dances in front of them for episode 1. I think he has a mask on. But he has only like a Speedo or something like that. And then for the episode 2, he pours food on himself in front of old people. Very strange. And they actually find the guy and meet him at a lifeguard tower on a beach in Santa Monica. And it's fascinating. Sometimes they will try to track down the people involved in these videos. Like there's one McDonald's training video that they love, and they actually find the guy who's in the video. And I don't know. Anyway, I would recommend following them on YouTube because they regularly do sort of online versions of this stuff where they call it, I think it's called VCR Party, where they, we'll bring clips and talk about them on a Zoom, but it's in a YouTube live format. You can watch and make comments, and so definitely follow Found Footage Festival on YouTube. They have been doing this for years, and they're really great at it and very funny. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in here. Highlights: Rent a Friend, Ventriloquism, Hunting Calls, Spring Break 85, Petpourri, Hypnosis, Linda Blair's How to Get Revenge, Cats Riding Motorcycles. That's just one, whatever that means, So that's Found Footage 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8. A little bit more of a provocative cover. Oh, and then you actually get a picture of Chop and Steel on the back of this one. Yeah, I guess they talk about Chop and Steel before the doc in Volume 8 of Found Footage Festival. But yeah. Highlights: Special Delivery, Butt Camp, The Thomas O'Dady Explosion, Accidents Stink, How to Have Cyber Sex on the Internet. The other one has North Dakota News Bloopers, Welcome Home Desert Storm Parade, Self-Anal Massage for Men, David Letterman's Video Collection, Hail Satan, Chop and Steel. That's Volume 7 and 8. And then Volume 9... this one featuring Miss Junior America, Wisconsin, 1988. Martin Carlton Stunt Special. Jeff's Birds. Baby Rapper. Church Training Videos. Yeah, there's some weird looking stuff on here. There's a crazy looking cat and an ET looking thing. And anyway, I find these a lot of fun to put on as a palate cleanser for when I'm just kind of like burnt on watching movies. I just want to sit and watch these clips and be entertained, and I always end up, laughing. And like I said, I just love Nick and Joe's take and their taste into sort of what they find amusing. And yeah, really fun dudes. I highly recommend supporting them. Head over to foundfootagefestival.com, I think, is the website. Or if you just foundfootagefest.com, excuse me. Go over there and you can buy these on digital or DVD, as well as the Driver 23 and Atlas Moth Blu-ray and the Creating REM Lazar Blu-ray and some other stuff. They've got merch and all kinds of fun stuff there. So check them out. Highly recommended for your amusement. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.